Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, class. This is Professor Coyote. Welcome back to our Let's Play of Battletech. Now, it's been a couple of days for me, but as you can see, I did manage to get things fixed a little bit. I've got it closer to kind of the original idea I had with the general profile. We are going with Coyote's Marauders. How you can fix the shield and your colors and everything is... Okay, fine. You go to Captain's Quarters, and you click the little mech there. And that's how you can fix your heraldry and your mech coloring. Because, you know, apparently everybody wants to be little mech pilots themselves. You can see down here. So you get your colors there. We've got this in this nice brown, a tan, silver kind of coloring, which I kind of like. And I've got the shield here, which has a nice... yeah, it's more of a cat's paw, but they don't really have very many canine ones here that look great, because that's more of a dragon. I guess that, you know, that's a dragon. It's a monkey. But anyway, so we got that going. Let's take a quick tour before we start the campaign, because this is the other half of the mercenary campaign, is the actual campaign part, where you juggle all of your finances and getting mechs fixed and making sure everybody's happy and such. So you have Captain's Quarters here where you can look over your finances. Yeah, we're kind of in the hole. We got the operating costs of, excuse me, about 240k based on just right now. So that sucks. You can see how your reputation is with various factions, the 5 main houses and the periphery states there. This is why I also think that they're definitely going to expand things, because, I mean, these aren't even all the periphery states in the game. But, you know, whatever. It's a good start. I mean, it looks like they're starting to actually get a lot more positive reviews. I figured after day one, and maybe they probably put out a patch or two. That kind of thing. Anyway, so this is our main reputation. This is our mercenary view board. You get certain dots as you get higher. You know, that kind of thing. It basically shows how trustworthy you are of mercenaries, that you're not just going to take the money and run. That kind of thing. And guaranteeing you some good stuff on the other way around. Alright, this is navigation, where we're going to go places. Let's see.
How can I be of service?
And then you can talk to her about stuff. Just about some tutorials on how to do things.
If you need me.
Essentially, here is our little section of the inner sphere. I wonder if you can... Yeah, we can. Let's see, you can... Terra is actually closer to about that way. We're here on the outer reaches. There's a good old Merc space. Right now, we can't get into much of anything, because this is about the area where we can actually get good stuff. We've got a contract. We could probably go there and just travel there. Make a little bit of money, that kind of thing. That's probably our best option, aside from going to some of these other areas. Anyway, boop. We got Med Bay, which is where we're looking at... Oddly enough, I thought it said Med Bay. Well, we have the Mech Bay, which is where you talk to our main engineer here, and we look at our actual mechs. Well, right now, we're only starting off with the one. We need to upgrade to get others. We have some that need fixing. I think that needs to be completely fixed. In fact, I think it needs to be refit. I don't think it needs to be repaired. I think it has to be refit due to the fact that we blew an arm off. These need to be repaired, so let's just... Yeah, that's going to take some money. That's going to take some money. So we at least can get 2 repaired and 2 ready. In the other meantime, we're going to need to get another dude, because in order to have a full lance ready, you need to have 4 people, 4 pilots, including yourself. We have 2 who are taking about a month to be out.
Yes, Commander.
We could fire them, but I'm not gonna. So we've got Medusa here, and we'll probably hire somebody else. That'll come up here in the Leopard. There's the command center, which is where you take your contacts and you talk to Darius. He's
All ears, Commander.
talking about stuff.
I'll see you.
And then there's the actual hiring hall, which is where we can buy stuff and buy people, which is what we're going to need to do. Store, obviously, is where we can buy a few more weapons and even a few mech parts, which we don't want to do right now. Though we might need to fix that spider. And here is, like I said, we're going to need to hire a new dude. So we're going to have to start that. Right now, we don't have enough for these guys. You can tell because there's the... your rating's too low. Saber Wolf. Alright, so it looks like Hellcat, Rocky, or Sugar Glider.
Commander?
And obviously you want to look at their stats. Hellcat here has good cuts, but bad gunnery and pilot. Rocky has just generally all-around bad. And Sugar Glider here is quick on her feet, it looks like. With bad guts and decent tactics. It sucks, though. I would probably want to say Conan here, because he's 3-4-3-4, but can't get him yet. I mean, I wouldn't really want to do Rocky, because those twos just kind of frighten me. Obviously, he's cheaper. We do have the money to hire at least one of these two. So, she's basically got the guts, which will keep her from overheating. Which, if we go in our mech bay... Let's look at what we got. Now we can only... Alright, now we can look at what we got. Oh. Do we have components for just components? No actual. We get more mechs, of course, through salvage. So, we've got a crappy little locust. A spider that needs to get completely refit because his arm got blowed off. Which is apparently where all its jump jets were. So we have to fix all those, which is fine. We don't really need to replace the jump jets. Let's go to refit here. Okay, what's it going to cost to replace? I guess we could revert, but... Okay, so we need to replace his jump jets, and he's just got the two lasers. So, I don't even think we have the jump jets to do it. So about what we're going to need to do is just probably move the jump jets to the side. He's only going to have two for right now. And then we could maximize armor. Although that would be kind of stupid. Let's revert. Okay, so repair all. We move the two jump jets. And we have 2 tons. Now, so we could put the two more things of armor, which probably are needed. I wouldn't mind putting in a laser in, but his heat efficiency is gorgeous due to the 2 lasers. Could put in another laser. It's only 1 ton, so this would give him a little more flexibility. I'm gonna dismount that. I wanted to put it in there. Okay. So you won't let me. Oh, right, because there's only the 2. Okay, that's something I forgot. These are hard points, so these are things you can only mount certain things. Like, you can only put 2 in. I could put in a ballistic, it looks like. Okay, I don't think I've got any ballistics, so all I could really do is just probably maximize his armor and put in the jets right now. So that's probably the best thing we can do. It's going to take 73,000 C bills and 2 weeks. But to get him going, that's what we need to do, so.
Right. I'll get it in the schedule.
So now we're going to have to wait a week for our two mechs to get there. But let's at least hire... You know... If I put her in the spider, she wouldn't need to be too worried about it. So you know what? Let's get the Sugar Glider in.
New mech warriors available.
I think they mean in our barracks, probably. Okay, so we got Sugar Glider there. She'll get put in. We can fire her later.
Aye, aye.
What can I do?
Yes,
That
Commander.
we might end up. Could fire myself. All right. So I think that's what we're gonna do. Oops. No. We're just gonna save. And then let's get back, and I think we had a contract. We have a supply base on Belleferon. So I think that's what we're gonna have to do, because it's only half of a skull. So we should be actually able to do it fine. We can get some salvage at that, get max pay. So okay, so we're just gonna go after a base. So that sounds to be easy. And we get our money to go to Battletech, so I think... Now, the way it works here is it's all on a slider base. Right now, it's just because this is kind of just planetary government, we don't have to worry about rep bonus. So we can take more money, we can take less money, more salvage. I think... Ugh, that's lousy. Okay. So the way it works here is we get a certain amount of C-bills, and we get... What the number is it's one guaranteed that we get to pick, and 6 pieces total. So we can slide that. It's basically a zero-sum game here. Meaning that whenever one goes up, the other has to go down. You know what? I think because, just in this case, as much as I hate to take down on salvage, we've had to get a lot of stuff spent due to fixing mechs and everything. So I think... Yeah, because that barely pays what we just spent right now. But this at least actually is something. So we get at least one piece. We just end up giving up 2 more pieces of salvage.
Roger that.
So I think we go there.
Course plotted.
And we're going to jump to Battletech. And we have enough time to get it done. To get people fixed. And this will get us to our jump ship anyway. Okay. So the 2 Vex are finished. And then we travel to Battletech. Zorch. You can see it's sort of the... It's not that your ship is equipped. Because basically the way it goes in Battletech is your ships are kind of like... only have impulse engines, for lack of a better term. Whereas the big ones that have the warp to go, like, jump, they are huge and massive, and you have to dock onto them until you get your own. Oh! But here we are. This is actually something that is interesting in the game while you're doing with time. Is especially... I almost wonder if Paradox requested them to put this in. You have various events that's going to happen. That'll basically jack up the replayability. You're on the Leopard's Bridge with Samire, Yang, and Darius for the daily staff meeting. Darius says, "We received 3 messages from the banks. Loan sharks." Samire cuts in. "From the bank people who are financing us," Darius continues. "They're considering rewriting the terms of our loan so it'll be easier to seize this ship if we miss payment. As usual, they're only doing this because they believe we can't fight it in court. So, we can sweet-talk the banks, ignore the messages, or educate the banks about their mistake, which that's probably not the good one to do. I think if we could try to sweet-talk the banks. Alright. So, I'll talk to them, you say, and the meeting moves on. Afterward, you record a response. In it, you explain, with much gravitas, that you selected each of the banks for their prestige and reliability. You remind them of your impeccable payment history. You conclude by expressing your desire for a long and fruitful financial relationship with them, hinting that you might seek additional loans when your current ones are paid in full. A few days later, the banks contact you to say that their previous messages were sent in error and should be ignored. So we upped our loan status to fair, which I think we can look in the financials, so... Let me actually... Okay, the timeline's paused, so... Let's see if it actually shows... Yeah, probably in the finances. How our loan status is. That's morale. We could basically pay them more to get a morale boost in combat, which... not really a big deal right now. Okay, so we have a dot... Why isn't it showing how our loan is? I guess it'd be in the report. Should your phones ever hit 0, your company will fall entirely and cease operations. That's bad. I guess it's just part of the finances there, so whatever. All right, so let's go back here and continue the thing. We are traveling with the Battletech system, and we'll get there in a little bit. Yeah, we have 3 days. Spider will be done after that, so we can take on our mission now if we want. And I think we will. It'll get us some cash. It'll get us that 100K. And then we'll be ready to soak the, basically, whatever financial issues, because that's basically our upkeep costs, comes every month. So we'll proceed. We've got the people, we've got the full lance, and all of our mechs are fixed. I don't know what, I think that's because it's to denote it's ours. Okay, so we have a desert biome, which is a bit of a problem. Desert biomes, as you can expect, basically crank the heat up. So the spider would be good since it's got great heat efficiency, but it's not going to be here. So really the only thing we could do is we could just have to drag everybody and watch the heat. The blackjack has crappy heat. In fact, the blackjack has the crappiest heat. I would go with the spider if I could, but that's fine. Okay, and another thing to check here is the drop tonnage will have basically the same kind of half measures as your difficulty. So if you have at least the same drop tonnage as your difficulty, you should be okay. Obviously, I mean, we got a 1.5 points to the half point, so we should be fine. Okay, now, which one of these has a good speed? Movements there. We want to give a good movement to, yeah, like we're going to put Sugar Glider in there because she's got the good piloting. Actually, both of these guys have good piloting. We'll just go take the Blackjack like normal. And then Behemoth, we'll get the Shadow Hawk so she can tank, and Medusa will get the Vindicator. Okay, so we should be good here. We just make sure Locust doesn't get her, Sugar Glider gets her Locust blown off. Excuse my language. I'm sorry. And then this should be fine. All we are doing is just essentially assaulting a base and blowing it up. I mean, it's not super awesome. This is just, it's a good to basically get your idea of what a base mission will be. And it doesn't pay that great anyway, so. Alright, so we prepare for combat. We deploy the base. Guerrillas and Peripheron are surprisingly well-armed and well-supplied, and local government forces are taking unacceptable losses in recent engagements. We've tracked the weapons back to a hidden supply base operated by Merc. I don't want to shoot the Mercs! Well, it doesn't say House Merc, so maybe the Merc is just that guy. I don't know. Sigh. Alright, so just destroy structures in smuggling base and escape. So, probably be some light vehicles. We can go stompy. Actually, I've been reading quite a little bit of some interesting tips on how to do things here. And we'll get that going. You can see that here, the tactics actually increase your called shots. So, Sugar Glider has a tactics of 3, so it's not too bad. So, the fact she only has a gunnery of 2... means that the tactics should be probably balanced that out. Come on, guys, let's land. We're prepping for combat. Cover the time in between. Well, we've been well. I'm actually feeling a lot better lately. Here we are. Begin mission.
Command interface initiated.
Looks like it's at night, too. Rantel was right. There aren't any nearby reinforcements, but there are fixed gun emplacements, which means we should be dealing with some turrets. So we're going to look to see if we can find their generators. Yes, just turrets. Level the base. Eat the turrets. The thing. All right. So we just have to make sure we don't take too much damage, so we don't end up costing too much. Okay. And we should be able to sprint, and that gets us full on. You'll see that it gives you 4 carrots there in the sprint. That means how many points of...
Reporting enemy contact.
Oh, there's the...
New sensor contact.
Apparently, Sugar Glider there has a Midwestern accent there. Oh, man, we're fighting the Mercs!
Stabilizing and bracing.
I don't want to fight the Mercs. They're my buddies. I'd actually piss them off. Oh, well. Okay, Sugar Glider, we're going to reserve you. Looks like there is a vehicle coming, which she should be able to deal. Okay. So we're going to bring everybody else up. We do have some indirect fire, some pretty decent fire actually on that turret, which is just an LRM turret. So we're going to move with him, so he gets you 2 points. Zoom there.
Position confirmed.
And then probably just fire on the turret while I basically destroy this little town. Okay, we can fire on that and get 80-80, so that's not too bad.
I'm on it.
Should be able to take it out. Kerboom! Alright, there goes that turret.
Target destroyed.
Does that give us any percentage in that? It does not. Alright, well I'm going to sprint here since that was basically about the big issue. Alright. You know,
Full throttle.
I kind of feel bad about just running through that town, so... How about you give me Behemoth?
Yes, Commander.
You're going to sprint too. Is that a little town? Yeah. Actually, I wonder if I can get a sensor lock with a sugar glider.
Yeah, Commander.
Precision strikes, vigilance, no. I can move her up, but I don't think that's a good idea. Well, then again, that is what she's here for.
On the move.
On the move. I'm totally gonna blow you up here, eh? Apparently she's from Canadian space. Okay, so we do have a buddy. We have a fire starter. Come on. I want you to scroll. So fire starter and a little galleon. Okay, so we can take down the fire starter. Oh, this is gonna be... Now, obviously, he's gonna be more, wanting to basically punchy because he's got flamer, and 2 machine guns. So I want him to not be anywhere near me because he's gonna punch the hell out of me. Now he does have ramshackle, so there's crappy armor, and yeah, desert biome. But he's got 3 points of there, so we can medium laser him, and we've got 2 machine guns ourselves in this little. This little Ricky Dink basically wants to go up and machine gun, but I don't think it's got the range for it, so we can at least take off one of those points
Target
of,
confirmed.
yeah. Well, we do take off one of the points of evasion, so maybe I should just have her brace. That's fine. Okay, so this vehicle's gonna come up. Yeah, it's just a little vehicle. It's gonna fire, and just take off a point of evasion. That's good.
Reporting minimal damage.
Minimal damage, dear. Oh, that's not good. Got to punch through, so she might actually be
Internal
pulling
structure
back.
damage.
Oh, that's because... Okay, we got a miss.
That shot went internal.
Yeah. Alright. So I'm going to pull her back.
Orders?
Because now everybody's here and can see, but clearly she's getting some shots fired.
Move order received.
And I would hate for her to get blown up like the spider. Actually, I probably should have had her base. So I'm going to have her brace. I mean, she could fire on these weapons, but bracing helps. And there it also draws the little fire starter out. Ow! Oh, great. Got my arm blown off.
Reporting internal damage.
Well, this job's already basically cost more than I expected it to. That's my own fault. Alright, so the behemoth's gonna come up. She's gonna focus on that and then try to blow that fire starter to Kingdom Come. Now I kind of wish we would have taken more salvage. Although the only salvage will probably end up being this fire starter. Okay, so we've got 3 good... Come on, move. So you can see here the carrots. If it's gold, that means you are perfect. So you've got 1 that can maybe hit, and 3 that are just downright. Oh, I guess it's the other way around. It'll show you... Okay, never mind, it's the other way around. It shows you basically what the color schemes are going to be here. So this will basically take off all 3 of... Maybe not all 3, but at least 1 of them. Her heat's fine. I mean, it's got lousy kind of... armor anyway. Alright. It's time to move up and blow this guy up. Would you please? Thank you. Alright. So let's do this one last fire, and then we're going to put a pin in here. Can I do precision strike on this dink? Would that do any good? Yes, it probably would. So I could do 2 AC shots on him.
Engaging target. Enemy
Okay, well I blew off one of his flamers. That's good. If I just get the vehicles moving up. Hopefully that's just another vehicle. No! Ow! That's just another vehicle, but...
Light damage.
Ow!
Holding firm.
That sucked. Alright, Medusa.
Commander.
Commander. Alright. No, he's gonna be blocked by my own guy.
Move into position.
Oh well, I destroyed that small little town anyway. Alright. This guy needs to go away. I can't precision strike him. But yeah, you can see here the center torso is pretty exposed, and this area is pretty exposed. Okay, 70 and a 65, so should go pretty good. Oh, missed with the PPC, but all I did was just blow off a jump jet.
Target's taken a critical hit.
Yeah, great. All right. And then that should be the last vehicle. Okay, so I'm gonna put a pin in here, and we're gonna come back and complete this action and see how much I basically wasted in this little tango here. Oh, right on the knee. All right, so I hope you have a very excellent rest of your day.
Damage minimal.
How about that? Class dismissed. Oh, there's the yeah.
Light damage, Commander.
Oh, sorry. Guess we didn't quite go on that yet.
Internal
This
structure
was
damage.
internal. Ah. Oh, and she's unsteady because of all that machine gun fire. Okay, so now we will come back to this and hope you have a good rest of your day.